You're listening to Radio Mysterium. This is Jeff Bird with Radio Mysterium, and this is a segment that I call Conspiracy Soliloquy. Man is merging with machine, but we are too busy watching Honey Boo Boo and texting acronyms to even realize it. We fill the world full of microwaves and wireless technology, rarely even pondering, is this healthy for human beings? Our relationship to nature is so distant that we project that separation like a cold shot of liquid nitrogen to the soul. That distance is projected into a system of social media, giving us new artificial friendship. Most people are so immediately indoctrinated into this new paradigm shift that even those of you who consider yourself outside the matrix are silently disagreeing with me right now. Your internal dialogue praising the cybernetic wonder of Facebook and Twitter. I tweet, therefore I am. We ridicule and bully each other into submission on web boards instead of cultivating cooperation. This sociopathic culture is constantly pressuring you by saying, think exactly like I think, or be ridiculed endlessly for your individuality. Even the alternative movement fights amongst itself for the prize of who knows the most information. The ego points its reptilian brain, aims carefully, and squeezes the trigger, showing no empathy for those caught in friendly fire. We are perpetually bullied by the most ignorant and broken among us. Everything is exactly backward. The truth of society is polar opposite, diametrically opposed in contrast to the actual truth, the truth of nature. Our culture tells us that war is normal. Bullying is normal and even encouraged. Power, no matter how ruthless, is correct. Might is right. Thinking only with the five senses and believing only what you can see in the material world is normal. If it's called the Department of Education, you can guarantee it's the Department of Misinformation. If it's called the Department of Happy Puppies and Kitties, it's destroying animals on a massive level. If it's called the Department of Peace, it's the Department of War. If it's the Ministry of Love, it's the darkest one of all, warns George Orwell. Everything is exactly polar opposite of what it is named. That is the psychological warfare. That is the lie you've been told your entire life. Except it's not fiction and it's not a novel, it's reality. Destroying and torturing animals in both scientific laboratories and in the processing of food is inhumane and, of course, normal. Hiring psychopaths as CEOs is normal, while simultaneously weeding out good men and women for those positions. A CEO gets paid 350 times more than the average worker of that very same company, and that is normal. Even if the CEO bankrupts the company or takes all the jobs overseas to oppress yet another group of people, more than the last group, that is normal. Slavery is normal, although most people don't see it because it's economic and it wants to stay invisible. The soldier that kills innocent people justifies this act by convincing himself that he was just following orders. But there is no excuse to be inhumane. Normal is spraying chemicals and poisoning the world we live in. The pilots that fly the planes loaded with chemtrails are killing their own children as they play James Bond in Operation Skyfall. Get a different gig or don't sleep at night, it's your choice. Your true self will make your life miserable until you realize this fact. There will be a continual knocking at the door until you answer it, and you know deep down in your soul that you were the deliverer of death and destruction. That consciousness will plague you forever. And that's only one facet of this system. I'm not even mentioning the other aspects of Agenda 21 like Codex Alimentarius or the EMF frequencies that are coming from ELF towers or cell phone towers or wireless technology in general. Not even mentioning companies like Monsanto that genetically modified our wheat and our food, which genetically modifies us. So yes, call me abnormal. It is the highest compliment that someone could give me in this world. And in the courageous words of Martin Luther King Jr., injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So we are either part of the solution or we are an accomplice to the crime. I don't care that people think that what I'm saying is negative. How could knowing the truth be anything but positive? The negativity lies in the lie. The negativity lies in the belief of the lie. The negativity lies in seeing injustice and doing nothing about it. Everything is frequency. Tune in to the radio station that encourages holarchy instead of hierarchy. It is a fractal universe. The part is in everything and everything is in the part. We are a small part of the whole. So if we change ourselves, then we change the world. It's not just the bad guys that are out there, it's the bad guys that are in here. So once we face that, then we can actually make a difference by changing our frequency. It takes a huge amount of pressure to change a piece of coal into a diamond. Maybe that's what all of this pressure is. Maybe it's possible to transform all of the pain and suffering of human history and turn it into a precious stone. This is true alchemy. This is the Philosopher's Stone. This is the magic that we are capable of. And this is Jeff Bird with Radio Mysterium.